Half tap the shutter button will like come into focus, and I'm like, oh, look how artsy that is. Ooh, is that the most artsy thing ever?
No.
Why not?
It doesn't look as good when you do it, when I do it, as when you do it. So I don't know what I'm doing. It's not the same. This is so heavy and hard to control.
What is the purpose for dreaming at night? What is the purpose for dreaming at night?
Woo! Turn it up on a Wednesday. We're going to a bar. Emily and I are going to a bar where they're hosting an indoor tiny whoop race, which is perfect because it's a little chilly out. I'm excited because tiny whooping is definitely way more fun with more people. We're here. Oh, what's up, guys? What's up, man? Nice to meet you. I think you killed it. We both killed it. Neither of us killed it.
No.
Okay, super fun event. Thank you, Main Street Billiards, for having us. I love tiny whoop racing because it's so much less serious. Like, everyone was just there to have a great time, and if you crashed while you were racing, someone else would run out there and reset you, and it was just like casual. I'm not the fastest racer, even when it comes to tiny whoops, so I didn't win or anything, but still a blast, and you know, it was cool flying with other people. Everyone had a great time, I think. Here's the one thing I noticed though. One problem that a lot of people there were having if they were flying like Inductrix boards was the low voltage cutoff, meaning that the flight control boards made by Horizon Hobby, when the battery drops to a certain voltage, the LEDs start flashing and eventually it just kind of, it's supposed to keep you from over discharging your batteries. But here's the thing, the little connectors on these batteries are inefficient and they can't keep up with the current draw that these motors are capable of. So not only do you reduce your performance, but when you punch the throttle, your battery voltage will sag and it can trigger that low voltage cutoff early, like much sooner than you need to. So a 1-cell lithium polymer battery, when it's fully charged, is at 4.2 volts. You can discharge these batteries to like 3.7, 3.65 is probably fine. But what I found is if you fly one of those drones until it starts blinking and falls out of the sky and then you measure that battery, it's usually closer to like 3.85. Like, you could fly it for longer with no problem. I mean, these batteries are finicky and if you over discharge them, you can ruin them, but 3.85 is just way too early. So how do you fly your tiny whoop without low voltage cutoff, cutting your flight time short? There's a few things you can do. You can get a different flight board like this B-Brain. There's no low voltage cutoff on that. You can just fly it until you destroy your battery. But if you don't want to actually change your flight board and you want to use your Inductrix flight board, there is actually a way that you can inhibit low voltage cutoff, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Where's my other? Okay. I've done this modification to the flight board on this tiny whoop. I also did it to Emily's tiny whoop. Works great. So I want to show you how to do that, and I actually want to do it on camera for you, but both of these already have it done. I think I have one more board laying around. So this is an Inductrix FPV board. Let me really quickly put this in a frame with some motors so I can actually demonstrate the before and after. starting with a fully charged battery at about 4.2 volts. We're going to plug it into our test whoop, and then we're going to hold the whoop down with a GoPro, because as much as I wish these little drones could carry a HD camera, they cannot. And now we're just going to rev up the motors to about 60% throttle and let it run. Okay, it's been about a minute and 10 seconds and the LEDs are flashing. And it's done. Throttle doesn't do anything. Let's see what the battery voltage is at. We are at 3.96. LVC should not be coming in at that high of a voltage. So now let's do this mod I've been talking about. What we're gonna do is short out the connections of these two resistors right here. We're just gonna blob solder on these two resistors so that all four contacts get shorted out together. And we're done. It's really that simple. There's not much to it. So now let's take another freshly charged battery and plug it into our modified whoop and run the same little experiment. This time the flight board should not stop our motors from spinning. It's been over 3 minutes. Let's shut it down. Now let's check where our battery voltage is at. It's at 3.76. Yeah, that's totally a safe level to which you can discharge your battery. Forgot to stop the timer, but it was at 3 minutes when we stopped the motors. So as you can see, what this little modification to the board lets you do is just fly indefinitely. It will not fall out of the sky. So what you need to do is you need to set a timer on your transmitter, and you need to listen to that timer. Those of us that also fly larger full-size mini quads are used to it. That's normal. None of the larger racing drones have low voltage cutoff or anything like that and force you to land at a given point. It's up to you to make sure that you land within a reasonable time and don't ruin your equipment. So this modification just makes your tiny whoops like that. I'd say you should set your timer to like 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 20 seconds to be safe, and you should be fine. When your timer goes off, land that thing. Anyways, I was not planning on doing a tutorial video, but just seeing how many people had this issue at the race made me want to do it. So I hope this helps some of you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. So as always, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you soon.